How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we are going to be talking about Cardano and why Cardano essentially is positioning itself to possibly be the new gold standard of cryptocurrencies. You see, the fact that Cardano is actually building in the ability that makes it possible for them to upgrade post-deployed systems, and this is going to be very significant, and I believe that any other cryptocurrency that doesn't catch up to this central way of thinking and way of operating, because the fact of the matter is that Cardano wants to essentially make this possible without destroying the network, and this is going to be fundamentally really big game changer as far as the way that Cardano is able to shift and maneuver as far as where we can be expecting things to be going from this point forward. So in this video, we're going to be going over a lot of the different variables that are essentially working behind the scenes that could reshape the way that the public perceives Cardano, and this is ultimately going to be driving the conversation that's happening revolving around blockchain and the way that these different currencies are going to be operating in our day-to-day lives on a physical level. Now, if you guys want to connect with us on Snapchat, the link is on the screen, so feel free to screenshot that. And all that being said, let's get into the meat of the video. So Cardano is relatively new, or it's relatively old, which way you want to look at it. It's been around since 2015, and in the world of cryptocurrency, that is quite a long time. However, for those of us who've been involved with cryptocurrency for multiple years, we've obviously seen Cardano come onto the space and seen what it's done to change the cryptocurrency community, and it's also done a great job to reshape how people understand the integration of applications into the system of the cryptocurrency in question and how it's actually going to influence the various different mechanisms of the ecosystem that's being developed around the central philosophy of that technology. I was reading the white paper regarding Cardano, and it is interesting to see how Cardano really is making some of the best, most revolutionary steps forward as far as integration of things to make it more comfortable as far as allowing the various different, not only consumers, but businesses as well. And ultimately, I think that this is going to be a fundamental trail that's blazed by Cardano that's going to need to be essentially a lot of other cryptocurrencies are going to find that they're going to need to catch up to Cardano in this same respect. It's a very interesting thing that's happening because Cardano has such an ambitious vision. It's essentially, if it pays off, Cardano really could accomplish a lot of very various things that could essentially reshape the way that other cryptocurrencies have to strategically maneuver in order to compete. So Cardano is definitely a technology that I've been keeping my eye on, especially from a data perspective. I think that there really is a great team working on Cardano. In particular, I believe the founder definitely does have a great vision for where this technology could be going in the near future. The separation of accounting and computation into different layers is really going to work for Cardano's advantage, and of course we are seeing blockchain all over the news lately. There's a lot of hype around blockchain lately, and it goes without good reason, essentially because there's going to be a lot of various different sectors of society that want to get their fangs in blockchain, because blockchain really is a fundamental way of doing things that's vastly superior than the old way, and it's going to be interesting to see how blockchain is going to reshape that, and essentially Cardano is right at the center of it. Mainstream adoption of blockchain technology, Cardano ADA, and the old perception that at one point people were thinking that Ethereum was the only kid on the block, but now we're really looking at an opening of a really great opportunity, and right at the center of that we see different technologies like IOTA, EOS, and it really is a symptom of a much larger paradigm shift that's happening across the board with all different cryptocurrencies. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't matter what reputation these technologies have to a certain extent. Now, of course, reputation does matter, and community matters to a very large extent. I mean, we talk about that all the time on this channel, but the point is all of that gets trumped by the fundamental underlying principles that are going to drive that technology forward. Where are these technologies headed? What is the team behind them actually envisioning for the future? And when it comes to the mainstream adoption, Cardano's really leagues ahead in terms of what they plan to do and where they plan to be and how they plan to get there. Ultimately, it's all a matter of good strategy at this point, because there is going to be adoption of blockchain technology on a large scale. Blockchain technology definitely has the potential essentially to reshape the way that things are done on a much larger scale than before people even imagined. Blockchain is going to change the entire game in much the same way that the internet changed the game entirely. And it's arguable that blockchain might even change the world that we live in even more than the internet did, because blockchain has so many different various applications. So Cardano is definitely a technology that I'm looking forward to. In particular, I've been paying attention to Charles and the various different things that have been said about Cardano, and essentially how they've been building and building upon the community that's already been established around them. And I found this was an interesting article that I was checking out as well, how Cardano's latest update will make it easier. So I mean, definitely go and check out this is interesting stuff right here. Really some cutting edge developments on the world of technology and where we can be expecting these various different aspects of the world of tomorrow really taking a foothold in the world of cryptocurrency in a big way. Now, of course, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. This video is just for educational. It's not financial advice. I'm not your dad. I'm not a financial advisor either. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I definitely say that Cardano really is a very interesting technology, and we've been seeing a lot of recovery across the board in terms of the overall perception of cryptocurrency. Now, understand the market cap being 211 at the current time. This is all it's in part due to stuff that's happening on an international level. I mean, we're seeing things happening in all the way across the world in terms of regulations, and really at the center of this, it's going to be the conversation about regulations. Now, certain things that I may talk about in different videos might seem like they're topics that we talk about every single day, but that's because they're relevant. They're on the cutting edge of what's happening involving these things, and regulations is essentially a conversation that's really driving the paradigm shift as it currently stands, because it's essentially a marriage between the decentralized aspects of cryptocurrency and what they make available for the new paradigm, and essentially how that's going to fit and how it's going to jive with the various institutions and so forth that have already established themselves and are already active. And essentially, people were thinking up until a certain point that Ethereum was going to be the only blockchain that really has that sort of mainstream adoption on that level. But now with Cardano really flexing its muscles and showing what it's capable of, it's really exciting to see where things could be going from this point moving forward. So a lot of interesting developments happening, and of course, Bitcoin remaining strong. Bitcoin dominance still at 52%, but that also is in part due to the fact that we were seeing a lot of red across the board. We were seeing altcoin decimation, and when that happens, the trend is for people to tend to run towards Bitcoin because it's the highest up the ladder that they could reach. But all that being said, I mean, it is all par for the course. So all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys go and follow Cardano on their official Twitter as well, and of course, you guys can follow us on our Twitter. I'll be providing a link to that in the description, and of course, make sure that you guys connect with us on Snapchat if you're interested in continuing the conversation over there. And all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.